So I'm going to say something about aparigraha. So I want you to practice that with me. Take it slowly. Aparigraha. So that's your Sanskrit word for the day, and it's a pretty important one. It's this idea of living simply. And my guru in India, he used to say that if you want to walk the path of meditation, it's easier if you are neither too rich nor too poor. And I thought about that a lot, and I realized that poor people, if you're really poor, you're forced to think about money, because you have to worry in order and solve this problem in order to survive, or for your family to be able to live. So your circumstances distract you from feeling peaceful. And if you have a lot of money, the same thing happens. People with a lot of money tend to think about money a lot. And the point is that the purpose of life is not to think about money. I have a dear friend who's a professor at Stanford, so a very smart guy. And he said the only time that money makes you happy is when you give it away, which I thought was very clever and very true. Now, if you go for a walk with your dog, I know Krishna Prema takes her dog for a walk every morning on the beach in Maui, which is a very nice thing, you know. When you're walking with your dog on the beach, or you take your dog for a walk in the park, often, and I don't know if this is true of you, Krishna Prema, probably not, but many people, they go for a walk with the dog, and the dog is really happy. The dog likes it. The dog's in its element. And you're thinking about your problems. You brought them with you, you know. So human beings, we're kind of worry machines, and one of the ways to worry less is to let go of thinking that we need more and imagining developing all these insecurities. In our training as acharyas, as spiritual teachers, we have a special kind of finale to this long period of training. Dada Ranjityananda will remember this. It's 1 week during which we live as a beggar. And I was in Nepal when I did this in 1979, and our training center for a small group of us was in an outer suburb of Kathmandu, and we could see the Himalayas in the distance. It was kind of a nice place. And during this week, I had nothing. I had a blanket to sleep with, and I had a begging bowl, and 2 items of clothing, not even a toothbrush. We had nothing. And every day we would go out, and we were only allowed to say one thing, which is this kind of Sanskrit prayer. It's Hari Om Tat Sat, so it's like a blessing. And you have to beg for your food. And if you're given food or money, sometimes they give you a little bit of money, then you get to bring it home, and you can use that money to buy some wood to cook your food. Because normally they'll give you a little rice or some vegetables, you have to cook it. And that's how we live for a week. And on the first day, I was walking along this road, and I could see the Himalayas in the distance, and I had this amazing feeling of freedom. I was not burdened with any possessions, pretty literally, and I was not worried. I just had this sense of trust that the universe or God or Brahma or whoever's in charge around here would take care of me. And I didn't need to worry. And it was an incredible feeling of deep sort of peace and freedom. And actually that's always possible, at least in theory, to feel that. And if you feel that, meditation becomes easy. And you feel santosh, which is actually one of the later of these 10 kind of secrets of mental health and sort of spiritual foundations. That means contentment, but you feel very content. If you're not clinging on to things and feeling insecure, and it comes from accumulating too much. It weighs on you. I know people whose houses are full of stuff. They have these big, beautiful houses, and there's no room for a guest to stay because every room is full of junk that they never use, and it's a burden, and it weighs on them. It's tragic, and it's very common in certain countries, particularly the US, Japan. There's this wonderful lady, her name's Maria. I forget it. She's Maria something. She's a Japanese woman who, her job, her business is helping people to get rid of their junk. And she's become an international star at helping people to get rid of their junk. And people love her because after she goes through their house and helps them throw everything away, they feel free. And she's got a Netflix show where she takes rich, people who are a little bit rich, and helps them understand that they don't need all this stuff. And of course there's, imagine if everybody just had what they need. There's enough for everybody. If everybody did this, it would eradicate poverty. There's some peace of mind for everybody. So this is a very important principle. And now I have to go away and wrestle with the notion of a monk who has 3 guitars. Oh dear. Mariah Kondo, thank you. Yes. Thank you all, and I think that's it.